This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, what's up, Hello News family? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our show where we talk to dope people in the community doing dope things, and today is no different. We have a special edition of the Can We Talk podcast. We have a special guest who's the show's going to be all about them, but they have an amazing event coming up for Art Basel, and you guys want to know all about it. It is Miami Gardens' first Art Basel event, and they're coming back for another year. So you know what? I'm not going to give y'all too much. Joy from CoSpace is here. She's going to give you all the details. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show, Joy. Hey.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's so exciting.
No, thank you, Joy. You know, you're a friend of the show. You know, I like when you started your journey with the co-working space, we were here promoting it and we love what you're doing over there. You know, it's been like 4 years now, has it been?
Three. It's been 3 years. Yes. You were there from the beginning.
Yes. And so you always are doing something in the community. I love what CoSpace has evolved into. It's a meeting spot. It's a networking place. Of course, it's a co-working space. So kudos to you for what you built.
Thank you. I really appreciate how you always take that time to like pour into the community and amplify us. So I'm really happy to be back, being interviewed by you and Hilo News.
No, of course. And today is something like really special because you have an event coming up for Art Basel, and we were talking offline about it. And I didn't know that it had like historic implications to it. And, you know, because it's one of the first Art Basel events, or the first Art Basel event in Miami Gardens. So before we get into, you know, some of the history of it, let people know what is happening during Art Basel event in Miami Gardens and what are you curating for the community?
Absolutely. So Thursday, December 4th at 7 p.m., save the date. It is the 3rd annual Roots and Revival. So Roots and Revival is what we call a love letter to Black art and Black culture. And it's an experience happening during Miami Art Week or Art Basel. And it's actually a part of Loud Week, which is an entire week of the celebration. Loud stands for Love of Urban Design. And Roots and Revival is the party that kicks off or is a part of the opening of that week. So we talk about art, we celebrate Miami Black culture, our stories, our culture, and just this energy that only people in Black Miami could understand and relate to and feed off of. So it's not just an art show or a pop-up, but it's like a full experience. We have the live poetry curated by our cousins, the Poetry Potluck. Shout out to Calvin Early. Yes. We have a pop-up roller rink under the stars, roller skates. You don't have to even have your own skates. We will have skates there for you to rent and borrow. No additional charge. We have the 40 plus Double Dutch Club who will be coming to do what I'm calling a Double Dutch Cipher. We're going to have them ropes going, and if the spirit leads you and you trust your balance, get in there and double dutch like how we used to do back in the day. We have DJ SOS who will be curating the vibe. And like I mentioned, local Black artists, vendors, food trucks. It's a whole experience. So I'm so happy that we're back for year 3.
Love it. Joy, so for someone who may not ever attended Roots and Revival, can you tell them, you know, what to expect? Like, is it more of a kind of a networking situation? Is it for kids? Like, who is this event for, would you say?
So it is, networking definitely happens because we're all out there together, you know, enjoying community. I would say bring your kid with caution Maybe don't bring your kid. um, we will not turn your kid away, but we have poetry, we have the music going, and there could be some adult themes because it's really just a celebration of Black culture.
So it's an adult event. Like, I mean, because even though Art Basel has stuff for kids, like, but it's definitely a lot of stuff for the adults, going on.
So yeah, I mean, if you know your kid and you trust them to be in this environment, but for the most part, it's a good time for the older crew, the older crowd. So bring your kids if you like, at your own risk.
Gotcha. And can you tell us about your partnership with Loud? Because also a friend of Hilo News, Melissa, has been
Shout
doing
out to Dr. Kareem.
Yeah, Kareem, and she's been doing a lot of dope things. Can you tell us about that partnership and why you wanted to work with Loud to produce Roots and Revival? Because you guys were one of your first events, right?
Absolutely. So for those of you who are not familiar with Loud once again stands for Love of Urban Design, and this is actually their 5th year of hosting Loud Week during Miami Art Week. So the first year CoSpace was open, I knew I wanted to do something for Art Basel, and that's when I started thinking about just how people think Art Basel or Miami Art Week is white. They don't think about Black people when they think about art and culture, and we are the culture. So I started thinking about just this concept of like us going back to the root of creativity, us going back to that space inside all of us that remembers the culture and the experiences that we have growing up in Black Miami. So that's why I started thinking about the root, the root, the root, the root. And then I started thinking about how do we revive that? How do we go back to that energy? And I came up with Roots and Revival. And as I was brainstorming and I'm curating this idea, I started advertising it and telling everybody I was going to do this thing. And then so organically, Dr. Kareem walks in and we start talking. And I tell her about this concept that I have to do an Art Basel event in Miami Gardens. And she was like, oh, boom, make it a part of Loud Week. So easy, like it's just nothing, And I was like, are you serious right now? Because I've been to Loud Week events. I've supported the brand. I know about the brand, but everything has always happened in Miami. So when she was like, oh no, we're going to add it to Loud Week. We're going to back you up and tell me what you need me to do. And that was the beginning of a whole relationship. And now she can't get rid of me because now we're locked in. But now we're on year 3 of, CoSpace Roots and Revival that is backed by Loud Week.
I love it. And if you guys are looking at the screen, there's a recap of this amazing event, and you guys can check that out on Loud's page as well. So I would say, Joy, we talked about Art Basel and it being an event sometimes that doesn't feel like it's for people that look like you and me. Why was it important for you to bring an event that centers us, and then also to put it into Miami Gardens? What was the intention behind that?
Oh, there was a lot of things that were going into it. I think at the root, it was me wanting to celebrate Black joy and Black creativity in all the different forms, whether it's the poets, the artists, the vendors, or even just the random pop-ups like the 5-minute podcast, which will also be there, which we could go into a little bit more. But just the visual art, the food, the music, all these different ways that we show up as Black community. So it really represents reviving and honoring our roots and really thinking about how we create our own table, how we bring the culture, and how we should celebrate that culture while it's still our culture. Because sometimes what happens with Black culture, it gets taken and borrowed and remixed, and then we look at it and we miss the days, or we look at it and we think about it, but we don't realize that it's a Black thing. So for me, it's really just representing that moment of like, we are the culture and we should celebrate it by us, for us. Now, as far as Miami Gardens, there was no other choice. Miami Gardens is the largest predominantly Black city in Florida. And too often when we think about Art Basel or just anything, we don't think about Miami Gardens, but we should. It's such a thriving city. And for me personally, Miami Gardens has always been where the Black businesses are. When I was a kid, I grew up in Liberty City, and we used to take the bus. We used to ride the 27 all the way down to go to the dentist here, to go to the doctor here, to go to the supermarket here, because my mom was very intentional about taking me to places where the Black businesses are. So I can see Black entrepreneurs and Black doctors and just different things like that. So even when I was looking for a space to create CoSpace, I knew it had to be in Miami Gardens. Like I was looking everywhere, but only in Miami Gardens. Um, so yeah, so when we put this all together, it's really about reclaiming the space, mentally and physically, and just showing that Black creativity and Black culture, it belongs everywhere, but especially in the places that we call home, like Miami Gardens.
Oh, I love how you broke that down, and I totally agree with you on that. So, are you guys the only Art Basel event happening in Miami Gardens?
Well, we started off that way, and I'm so happy to say that we're no longer the only event happening in Miami Gardens. So, of course, I mentioned we're part of Loud Week, which now the whole week is happening in Miami Gardens. So that's amazing. And now there's a lot more pop-ups that are happening. So we have our friends Juice to Find doing the vegan picnic. And we have, a lot of other businesses that are staying, and just creatives and community leaders that are popping up and doing activations right here in Miami Gardens. So I love to see it.
I love that. And it all started with you, Joy, and you having this vision to bring art and culture to our neck of the woods. As a Miami Gardens native, y'all know I go hard for Miami Gardens. So
All
if there's
day.
going on in the community that I'm from, where I was born and raised, I definitely want to highlight it, especially too as somebody who loves Art Basel. And I always go to Art of Black Miami, and
Yes.
I'll go to the events in Overtown. So the fact that now that Miami Gardens has their footprint in that Art of Black Miami, list of events, I think that's really, really amazing. Joy, where is this going to take place? Where is it all going to go down? Because I don't think we talked about that. And then also too, is it a price for the ticket? Is it free? Like how do people get tickets, and where is it going to take place?
So I love that you asked where it will be, because this is very exciting. So this is happening in the courtyard of Miami Gardens City Hall.
Oh, wow.
So the first year it was right here in CoSpace, and we were packed. There were so many people that came out and wanted to be a part of the event. So we were at capacity. And then our councilwoman, Linda Julian, shout out to our councilwoman, she kind of stepped in, partnered with Loud, and brought it to City Hall. So last year we were in the courtyard and we filled that space, which I'm so grateful, because we would not have fit inside CoSpace. So with the partnership of Miami Gardens and the councilwoman and Loud, we brought it to City Hall, and that's where it is again this year. So we're right in the courtyard off of 27th Ave. When you're driving, you're going to see it. And that's where we'll be. So the parking is great. The space is great. We're outside in the courtyard. The weather is always wonderful this time of year. So you're not too hot, you're not too cold, and you get to just vibe and kind of just be outside and have a great time right here in the city, where it's nice and safe and you're right off the main street, easy to find.
And so how do people get tickets?
Oh, yes. And then for tickets, the tickets are available online right now. You can go to welcometocospace.com and go to my events page, and you're going to see all the information. The tickets are $25, but we also have packs. So we call them the who are going to be there, or my people them, right? So if you are coming with a crew, you can save a little money and buy a pack of tickets at one time. So that's something else that we did. And
if you buy like 10 of them, is it a discounted rate, or like
it is?
How does that work?
So the online, it's a 4-pack, but if you need a bigger size group of tickets for group rates, reach out, slide in my DM, or go to the Loud page, and we will work out an even better discount, because we want everybody to come out and pack the City Hall courtyard.
Love it, love it, love it. Joy, is there anything else that you want people to know about while we got you on the show? Too, even things coming up after Art Basel that you want the community to know about, you could definitely share that now. But anything too that you want them to know about the event that we didn't touch on?
So the first thing I want to say is that this event is well loved by the people who've been. So far, we've already had all the vendor spots are sold out already. All the artist spots are sold out. All the food trucks, I think we have one food truck spot left, but every other bookable space has been booked, because the people who come, they know. So the tickets are selling fast, which I'm so grateful. Every time I get that alert, I want to do a backflip if I was able to. But if you have never been, you should come. It's a great time and you belong here. So pull up. I also want to talk about the 5-minute podcast. So
Yes. I'm glad you brought that back up because I wanted to ask you a follow-up question on that. So tell us about that.
So at CoSpace, we have a podcast studio, which is actually where I am right now. And we created an activation around our podcast studio. So what we do is we pack up our studio and we make a portable version that we can bring to a conference, an event, a seminar, and sometimes at events like Roots Revival. So the premise is really cute. We set everything up. We have our good camera, our good lights, mics, and everything you need. And you get to record whatever podcast you like. It's your podcast and you have 5 minutes. So we do some minimal edits to make it look perfect and then we send it to you. So at Roots and Revival, it's a lot of fun because you have the backdrop of the event, but it's your podcast. So sometimes people will come and the podcast you've always said you wanted to start, you can start it.
Oh, wow.
And there's no additional charge for any of these activations. So the roller rink, the double dutch, and the 5-minute podcast, you can just pull up and have the podcast you like.
For $20, $25.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, wow. That's a good value. How many people, are you guys expecting? Like, is there like a limited amount? Because we need the people to get their tickets if everybody can't get in there.
We do. So last year, I believe we had to cap the ticket sales at 100. And I think we ended up selling out. And then we had to kind of do a head count to see if we can let some people come in who bought tickets at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Which wasn't fun because I hate people being all dressed up and I'm like, so don't be that person. Get your ticket so that way it's a smooth experience and we're not, counting people at the door to see if we can let you in.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the head count for last year.
In advance, y'all. Get y'all tickets now, okay? Don't wait
Absolutely.
till the last minute.
Yes. And plus, you can grab your ticket online. You can DM me for the link if you can't find it. But it's just a good night. If you're into poetry, the poetry is lit. If you're into art, you have a space full of Black art, which is very special because oftentimes when you're looking for art, you don't get to see art that represents us or that feels and looks like us. And the whole place is full of it. We got the vendors, all Black local vendors, which is very intentional. Mm. We have the double dutch, we have the roller rink, we have the 5-minute podcast, we have the drinks and the food and all these different things to just celebrate a great night. So if any of these things speak to you, come out and just join us for a great time.
No, y'all got to pull up. Tell them Hallow News sent you. Y'all get y'all tickets. Do not play. Look, you ain't even got to fight the Wynwood traffic trying to go to or Miami Beach. You go right to Miami Gardens. You have all these different activations in one place. That's a great deal. Y'all got to make sure y'all pull up and show up and support our own so we can have more things to do in our community. Also, too, with Miami being so overpopulated and just going to the popular trendy places, it's a headache now.
Yeah.
So to be able to do something in your own backyard that's world class, that's top quality, you got art, poetry, activations, y'all, we got to support this so we
and
can
good parking.
Yes, good parking. And this is how we get to be able to grow and have our own little section of Art Basel. That would be so dope if you hop across the street to Lorna's and there's something going on there. Got your event at City Hall. You got things going on. I would love to be able to go up and down 27th Avenue to different activations. And I would love, y'all need to know that Joy is the one who started that in Miami Gardens because we don't have that in Miami Gardens if you don't see the vision and say, hey, let's do something here. So let's make sure we get our tickets. Let's go. I don't think I'm going to be out of town right now, but I'm going to send a reporter there. So we're going to make sure that we're there. So,
I'm so grateful.
We're gonna pull up and make sure that we cover this event so people can see it in real time. Joy, before I let you go, is there anything else that you want the audience to know? Definitely plug again the who, what, when, where, why. Tell them how to get their tickets, all the things.
So first, thanks again for doing this interview. You're amazing. And I also want to just take a moment to shout out the Councilwoman Linda Julian, Dr. Kareem Melissa, who is one of the owners of Loud, because people like that who take a small idea I might have and amplify it, we look back and it's like it literally was a conversation And it was an event that I just was like, I'm going to just try this out and see what happens. But when you get the backing of, your council members, the community, creatives like Dr. Kareem Melissa, like it really takes an idea and lets you know, like there's some meat on this bone. I don't need meat, but y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
But like it really lets you know, like there's people who believe in you and there's creatives out here who really are looking for a space to just spotlight themselves. And that's one other thing I want to add. Like, it's about the artists, it's about the vendors. Every time I do this event, they come up to me and tell me how much money they made. They come up to me and tell me how much new connections, how much commissions they've earned. And these are people who felt like nobody likes Black art. Nobody wants what I'm doing, but they come to Roots and Revival and they are literally leaving home with very little things left. So it's bigger, it's the music, it's the culture, but it's the art. At the root of it all, like we're creative people. And I love that you have this on the screen because truly for me, Roots and Revival is a love letter to Black culture. So that is the biggest takeaway for Roots and Revival. Come pull up and be a part of the love letter. As far as CoSpace, follow me on Instagram. That's the best way to stay connected with me. I'm sure that it will be on the screen, but it is COSPACE. Look for the logo. But I post fun things. I have events here, workshops. We're of course a co-working space, but we also do workshops and just anything that will help local business owners. So networking, resources, all of it. So get plugged in, follow me on Instagram and stay connected. And if there's ever a way that CoSpace can support or work with your business, slide in my DM. I check every DM unless you're talking crazy. So pull up and definitely I'm always looking for ways to collab and connect.
Yes, and if you're looking at the screen, I put it on this screen so you can see and get the spelling of CoSpace's Instagram page so you can follow them.
Thank you.
Slide in her DMs if you got any questions about wanting to work with Joy and the CoSpace. This has been another amazing conversation, Joy. As you know, you're a friend of the show. Please come back anytime you want to come and share with the High Low News audience what you have going on at the CoSpace and just any initiatives that you have going on. I wish you the best with this event. Sold out event, packed out. Businesses making money, all the things. And thank you so much for putting this event in our community, letting us know that we're worthy of art and culture and of amazing events during Art Basel. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. This was a great time.
No, always a great time. Guys, y'all got the information. Go get your tickets now. Tell them High Low News sent you, and y'all make sure we pack it out. This has been another amazing episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our special edition Art Basel interview with Joy from the CoSpace. She has Roots and Revival coming up on December 4th. Get your tickets. And thank you again, Joy, for coming on the show.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. It was awesome. Thank you for tuning in.